One of the things, Phil, I want to ask you about, you seem to be one of the least vain actors in the world, possibly paired with John C. Reilly, but I mean, you use your physicality in such amazing ways. I mean, just the scene in when you're trying to teach him to swim, you're just, how talk to me about your body
Sexy?
As an instrument. Yeah, something like that. It was on the tip of my tongue. It was just so, speaking of comic, I'm just wondering how you use, or if you even think of this, maybe it's too theoretical a question, but how you use your physicality to such great effect.
Well, it's funny, you know. It's very. You just are. People look the way they look, you know. I mean, even the most attractive people look kind of odd, you know. If you really look at them, you know, it's just the way it is, you know. And so I drive a lot of makeup and hair people crazy because I'll go into the trailer and they want to, you know, take the hair off your ear, and they want to, you know, they want to, and there's a reason for that because of continuity and stuff. But I'm always like, nah, you know. And that's partly because I just don't want people all over my face every morning. But there's a part of it because I really want to know what it looks like if I just kind of show up in the way that I think's appropriate to the guy, you know.
Yeah.
And in this particular, at that point, I was pretty heavy at that time when I was shooting it, and I realized like, well, and I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to, you know, but I was like, no, you got to let yourself just be here because I think this is pretty accurate, you know, and I did, and. You know, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not, well, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not after the fact. You are aware after the fact. You're like, gee.
You're kind of cringy.
You know, like, all right, man, you got to get it together. You know, and sometimes it takes a movie like that. You know, like I'm like 30 pounds less right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I got it. But I like it. I like that Jack looks that way.
Yeah.
I like that Jack looks that way. I like that Jack looks that way, and someone like Connie takes him into her bed.
Yeah.
And that, you know, and then we are reminded, and I think it is true, that physicality is a lot of our attraction, but also there's something else that arouses people, you know, and it's the fact of what kind of person.
Yeah, I think I just want to say, I think that's great, you know, because one of the things I love about the movie is how, you know, it's a conventional setup, you know. It's a romance, it's a romantic comedy, you know. It's like it's like falling in love, falling out of love. But for me, one of the things that makes it special is that they're not your average, you know, people that you see falling in love in movies, you know, and or falling out of love in movies, or the leads in movies. Like, these people are people that you usually see in the background, you know, and like in the periphery, supporting the, like, whatever you think is, you know, the matinee idol, you know, and it's like, and not everyone is like that, you know. It's like, you know, actually most people aren't. I don't know anyone like that in my family.
Cary Grant always said he wishes he was Cary Grant, you know. I mean, it works all ways.
Yeah, that's right.
And what is and who came up with the look and or the idea? I assume it was the playwright for the dreadlock.
It's the playwright, yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
I think it's inspired that part. You know, that this guy. I always thought no one's going to understand it, but then I thought, well, that's kind of the point. You know, that this guy kind of has this. He tries to dread his hair, and it doesn't really work. And he never talks about it, and no one ever explains it. And there he is. But I think what's so genius about it, what becomes very evident, is that here's a guy in the middle of his life who's really throwing everything up against the wall and seeing if something sticks. You know, I think he really is at a point in his life where it's like something's got to. You know, well, maybe if I, you know, and it's obviously inspired by, because he's listening to a reggae song over and over again, you know, and it's like, well, maybe that's, you know, but I love how it's just never explained, and it's just there, and it becomes kind of part of how you understand him. You know?
Well, this is fantastic. I see Jana waiting. We got to go. I could talk to you guys all day. I think it's fantastic. Good for you for taking a theater piece, because I also love theater. Not enough people, you know, get a chance to see theater, to actually get something on the screen that it has theatrical roots. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm rooting for you. Fantastic job, and I love your career.
Thanks so much.
Okay, great.
Glad to be here.